You know, this fight really could have been stopped before it was actually stopped. What do I mean? Find out in this video. Jermell Charlo, yeah. Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. What an amazing night of fights. Congratulations to the winners, Jaron Boots Ennis, and of course, undisputed and the new undisputed Jermell Charlo. You see the boy's legs crumble. He did the Tootsie Roll right there. Jermell Charlo really impressed me. I picked him to win. I told you guys late stoppage or maybe even a decision, depending on how much Castano can take. But if you listen to my Boxing Ego watch party, shout out to all the people that tuned in. I said the difference maker in this fight, one, I don't think that Charlo lost the first fight. I was actually okay with Charlo winning or a draw, but a lot of people made this big deal and said, oh, Charlo, you know, he lost and this and that. But I told you in this fight, the difference maker, and some people keep saying it's power. The difference maker wasn't power. They say power is the last thing to leave. Jermell Charlo showed you power in his last fight with Castano. But I told you that it would be the adjustments made by Derrick James, a strategist, and also Jermell Charlo would implement those. And I think that's what got it done. This was a complete and strategic performance, and Jermell Charlo really impressed, and he became undisputed by taking the hard road, the road less traveled. There's other people that have been undisputed, and you know, based on their divisions at that given time, it wasn't the same type of path. But I'll save that for another video. Subscribe to the channel. I also got to talk about how y'all got to put some respect on his name. Hey, I ain't gonna say it no more. Don't tangle and twist it, you heard me? Put some respect on his name. Hey, Water, y'all got to put some respect on that Jermell Charlo name, you heard me? Jermell Charlo's that boy. But what I want to talk to you guys is the referee. The referee in this particular fight, for some reason, as you guys see in these pictures, he's talking to Castano, who was knocked out of his senses by a power puncher, and you guys see he's allowing the fight to continue. I don't know how, or I don't know why. There was a delayed and late reaction, which a left hook really crumbled Castano and sent him like breaking to the floor. And then look right here, bow. Charlo was right back on him. And this is the type of punishment that could be detrimental to a fighter. You got a guy with, his nickname is Iron Man, and he's punching like he Iron Man. And your guy clearly, I think the fight could have been stopped before this, because look at Charlo is full force trying to finish his job, and you can't blame the fighter. This is a fighter. The guy has too much power in his gloves, and Castano was clearly kind of separated from his senses. So you see him getting backed up. That's not a good sign. And in the first fight, neither fighter was dropped, but Castano got hurt. So I think the referee should have already called it, because look at this shot. Bam. These are just unnecessary extra punishing shots. And in the second stanza where you see, look at this man's head fly back. His head snapped back like a Pez dispenser. And this could be really dangerous for your fighter. So I was doing the Boxing Ego watch party, and I watched it again, the actual knockout. And after looking at it again, you know, because I was distracted doing the watch party and screaming and stuff like that, but actually paying attention to it, which the ref is hired to do, this should have been stopped after the first knockdown. The way he crumbled, his legs weren't good. And even when he got up, he started swinging like he was on a ship. And look at these shots that Jermell Charlo continues to land. I mean, these aren't good. This is the shot. Boom. You see his head right. Yeet. I mean, so me personally, I'd rather that the referee a second too soon than a second too late. And the way Charlo was punching him after the fact, it just really didn't make no sense to me. I don't think that Castano should have been in there for the additional punches, because he was clearly separated from his senses. And I understand it's an undisputed fight. There's a lot riding on it. There's controversy or whatever from the first fight, but we're still talking about human life. And when you're that badly hurt, you should have made a mistake and got clipped with the first shot, and your body's not responding. Like even when Castano actually got up, he didn't look good. And he's just getting hit with malicious shots. And this is after the fact, after you've already been rocked. I mean, look at his head. I mean, the ref, why is the ref not even in this shot? And he's getting hit with this. Look, boom. And I don't even see the ref from these different angles. And the ref, like, you could have stopped it right after, like, after I seen that. Right after I seen that shot. You know what I mean? And you're paid a couple thousand, 10,000 or whatever to ref, and you just letting him get beat like that, and then you wait for him to get crumbled and do the splits because Charlo doing what a fighter's supposed to do, you know, he finished the job, and then the ref jumps in. I mean, to me, that's inept, and I don't want to see no fighter. I like Castano, you know, I like Charlo. I don't want to see no fighter step in and, you know, not leave the ring intact. That's not right. So I don't think the referee, I know the Stub Hub, you know, I don't care about that. I know the Stub Hub is known for wars and, you know, Tim Bradley, Ruslan Provodnikov type fights, where these long drag out Ivan Drago type fights, but you got to save the fighter from themselves. Castano, he showed heart. It wasn't his night. And you like waited till the man, like, luckily he was able to conduct a post-fight press conference and things like that, but he started getting hit with some big shots. Now, the other thing, like, Charlo got too much power, both of them. They got, these Texas boys are hitting different. I think the other thing that comes to mind that makes me say this is because Jack Reese, I think, was the other referee, and this is a pattern in Charlo's fights. It's like they're trying to give the opponent all these options. I remember in California, I covered Charlo versus Harrison Part 2 in Ontario, California, and then it's the same thing. I think it was Jack Reese was the ref for that particular fight, and Harrison got dropped, similar, you know, hurt. He was clearly hurt. Then he started backpedaling, and then Charlo had the man on the ropes. He had Harrison on the ropes, and he literally teed off like 4 uppercuts like it was a video game. Yeah. Hey, keep running your mouth, and he's just teeing off on Tony Harrison, bobbing his head up, and then the ref didn't stop it. And I'm like, what? Tony Harrison on the ropes. He had already been hurt and dropped. And then Charlo's taking full-fledged golf swings, and Jack Reese, he's right there. He got a front row seat watching Charlo annihilate this man. Bah, look at his head. His head's hitting the ceiling like Castano's head. And Jack Reese is holding the ropes, watching this ensue and watching it unfold. And he didn't stop it right then and there. And I never understood it. So it's like, what, they want Charlo to kill somebody in the ring? And this keeps, bro, you could just look at how Charlo's, he's one of boxing's best finishers. Him, Wilder, Gervonta, his brother, you know, they're some of boxing's greatest finishers. And after this scene where you see him fall, Tony Harrison was allowed to continue, and then finally Jack Reese stopped it in a kind of a weird spot. And it is more the same here with Castano. Castano's legs buckled and crumbled, and then he attempted to try to get up, and it looked like he was on a ship, like there was turbulence. And Charlo, again, he's one of boxing's best finishers. I understand there's a lot on the line and undisputed and ratings and stuff like that, but you got to look after this man's safety. This man, look at how he just fell. He had his chance in the first 9 rounds. If his body is not responding right, sometimes you got to save these fighters from themselves. So I didn't like the additional punishment that the referee, look, he way back there watching this man crumble, do the Tootsie Roll in front of him and grab on, you know, Charlo's crotch or whatever, don't know where he's at, and then somehow they allowed this fight to continue. And it really put me, like I said, in the mind frame of the fight with Tony Harrison, where Tony Harrison got dropped. It was a great fight up at that point. His head was getting rocked up with vicious, brutal and ferocious uppercuts. Somehow these refs are seeing Charlo and they're like, nah, you got to show me some more, you know? And I think at some time you got to protect the fighter, because most of these guys, they're not going to go the Victor Ortiz route and give up. So they'll really be willing to die in the ring. And we don't want to see that, you know what I'm saying? So I think this fight was stopped a little bit too late, to be honest. It didn't look like he was going to be able to regain himself with Charlo wailing on him at that. You know what I'm saying? And it don't look like Charlo can't hit. So you're just setting your fighter up for failure. But whatever. I don't know why. Hopefully Brian Castano's okay. And, you know, hell of a performance by Charlo. He definitely stamped this, inked his name in the history books. Legacy, legacy, legacy. But I don't understand why they allowed this fight to continue. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you like my content. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos, Ego sign off. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.